Welcome to Driveway Garage. Today I'm putting struts on a 2000, I think it's an 8 or 9, I forgot now, Kia Sportage. I ordered them from Amazon. They were supposed to come in Monday, but they came in today, which is Friday. So I'm going to get at least a couple of them done. Maybe I'll finish up tomorrow. I'm going to show you what I'm doing on one of them, and they're all pretty much the same, so I probably won't film all of them, but let me show you what I have. So here's the Kia. And the lady told me she got an estimate for $1,600 from a shop. I bought it from her. Figured I'd just do it myself. It's for around $400 for the struts. And I jacked it up. In the front, I used the tow hook, which is right here. And now I've got the jack sitting underneath the caliper just so it doesn't drop down too much. I'll show you the struts that I got. If I think about it, I'll link them in the description, but I didn't want some really cheap ones that are gonna, not last 6 months. Detroit axle is what I went with, and I'm not sure if these are the front or the back. Where's the part number here? Someplace. Oh well. If you Google it or search on, there it is. 532219, I think. Yeah, I think that's the front one. Anyway, I got fronts and backs. Mostly I just thought, I'm kind of tired today. I didn't think I wanted to make a video, but I thought, well, it might help somebody. So I jacked it up. I used a 21 millimeter to take the wheel lug nuts off. And now there's a bolt here that holds the sway bar link, and it's a 19. These two bolts that hold all this linkage here together for the brakes, that's 19. There's a 10 millimeter here and 10 millimeter here to hold maybe that's the speed sensor. They came out really good. This thing looks a little rustier than I thought it would, but everything's coming out really easy. This one has a clamp on it. Looks like this. I just used the hammer that I used and used the claw part of it, popped it right off of there. The back, this one started spinning on me. I put 11/16 on the back right in here, and it held it and it came off. These are 11/16. The nuts are 19 millimeters, so it's pretty much ready to come out of there except for the top. So I'll show you. Hopefully this comes out as easy as the other one. Just tap right out of there. Oh sure. Brake line's right in the way. Plus it's got some stress on it because it's the only thing holding it there right now. Let me see if I can jack it up a little bit. But anyway, you just hammer that out. And then I took the claw hammer and hooked over here on the bolt head and pulled it the rest of the way out. I had to wiggle the caliper just a little bit to take the tension off, but it came off pretty easy. Well, I just held the brake line out of the way with my hand and hit it a few times. It popped right out of there. So I think down here that's everything holding the strut in. Now I think I'll probably have to let this drop down, if it will, down or out or something. Yeah, you can see it's coming loose there. So once I get those 3 bolts on top out, I'm not sure what size they are yet. Let's take a gander. They're right there. They look like they might be around 12 millimeters. 3 of them. You can either get them with an extension and a swivel or an open end wrench something. I broke out my Kumo, I forgot. It's a 90-degree electric wrench. Kumo. It gets in some tight places, so I'll use that to take those out, and then the shock, our strut, will probably just fall out. Let me see. So this front one, I was able to get it with a socket wrench and an extension, and then once I broke it loose, I used the Kumo to take it out. But these other two, there's no room to even get the ratchet in there with the socket on it. So I used, and they're 14 millimeters. So I used the 14 millimeters, got it on there, and then I hooked another one onto it. Somehow, there we go. Like that. Give me more leverage. I was able to break those free. Actually, the back one over there I just did with my hand, but this one, not much room in there, so I used the leverage. I got them loose. I'm going to see if I have a ratcheting box-end wrench that's a 14, so I can fit it in there and get them out faster, but it's going pretty smoothly. I get those out of there. Now the fun part's going to be getting this new strut in by myself, because you got to hold it into place and then get up here on top and put a nut on it, but somehow or another I'll do it. Maybe I'll have to use a bungee cord or something, but I'll figure it out. I'll be back shortly. Well, I don't have a lot of these, but I happen to have a 14 millimeter. You just flip it over depending on what direction you want to go. So that's going to make it a little quicker. All right, they're all out. The one on the left in the back was the hardest, but not hard. It's just there's not a lot of room. So I used the ratcheting wrench, and then I got my fingers in there on both sides of it. It had resistance the whole way, so I had to use the wrench almost the whole way. I tried my fingers, and they just couldn't get a good enough grip on it. So I should be able to pull that strut out of there. Let's find out. Yeah, hopefully you guys can see there, and I won't be in the way too much. Out of the way. Let the jack down some more. Okay, how you gonna come out of there? This way? There it comes. Those babies are heavy. I checked them the other day. I took off all the wheels and looked at them. They were all leaking a little bit and didn't have the best ride. It was kind of rattly, so I want to compare this to the other one that I think it belongs to. And then we'll try to get the new one in. So there's my two new struts. The first one I pulled out, I held it down here, and it's obviously not right. It's backwards, so it's on the other, goes for the passenger side. The 532220, built in November of 2024. It matches this one. You gotta look at these brackets at the bottom. See if I can flip this over a little bit. Oh well. You got that clip there, the bracket's the same way, that one's the same way, so this is for the driver's side. The other one, what's the part number again? 532219 is the passenger side. So now you know. Let me get set up and see if I can get this in there by myself. Well, I tried to do it from down below, but from where I was at with your head down there, you can't see the holes to line it up. So I'm going to try to stand up and do it, grab the strut, lift it up, and have my head up above so I can see the holes. And if I can get it up to there, I can get one bolt in it. Otherwise, my stepson will be home in about 30 minutes. I'll just have to have him help me. So let's see if I can do this without killing myself. Wow. I didn't think it was going to work, but I got one nut on it. So I'll lift it back up, get the other two nuts started, then I can start the assembly. I don't know if I'll film it because you guys probably can't see much, so dark down there. I just can't get you down there and not be in the way, so let me see if I can get those other nuts on there. Well, I got one of them pretty much snugged up. One of the bolts is still not high enough, so I have to lift up on a little bit more, but the new nuts are 15 millimeters, not 14 millimeters. You gotta be a contortionist to get those nuts on there. I was trying to lift it with my right hand and get it on with my left hand, but I couldn't. So I reached under with my left hand, twisted my right hand, and I was able to get that one on the closest to the fender on. I'm gonna not put them on completely tight. I'll start assembling the bolts in the bottom. It's just the reverse of what I told you to take it off. And if anything goes wrong, I'll let you know. Well, I used the jack to raise up the caliper to get the holes to line up on the big bolts to hold the strut in. And the first one went in pretty good. The second one was so-so, but I just got it lined up, tapped it with the hammer, and they went straight in. Now, I thought these were splined, but on this vehicle, they're not splined. So you have to hold a wrench on one side, your socket on the other, however you want to do it. I thought I'd show you something that might be helpful. When you pop this clamp off of here, clip, the brake hose just goes through the back. It doesn't go sideways. It slips out through the back, and when you put it in through the front, through the back. I was trying to get this clamp on, and it just kept popping off. Now, this has to be straight in the hole, so it's parallel, so this will fit in there. I kept tapping it to get halfway in, it'd pop off. So finally, I took a pry bar, and I got it over here, and I pried on this side of the connector to keep it straight, and then I got the clamp on. Otherwise, this thing gets a little bit crooked. This clip goes part way and then just pops off. So hopefully that helps you out. See if I can get the rest of this together now. Well, this sway bar link is not even close to connecting, so I'm going to take my pry bar and get in here, pry down on the sway bar, see if I can get that down far enough. I might even come in toward the front more, I'm not sure, but I'm going to try to see if I can get that pried down an inch so that bolt will go in where it belongs. Well, I went and jacked the other side of the car up, take the tension off of that sway bar, and I broke out my 4-foot pry bar to give me a little more leverage. So let me try this again. Well, jacking the other side up helped, and then I got the 4-foot pry bar right down in here, shoved it down in there, pushed down on it, lined up just right. I got the nut on it. Now I'm going to put the wrench on the back of it, make sure it's good and tight. I'll get these other connectors on here. Like I said, there's a 10 millimeter here, 10 millimeter here, and then I think I'm about done. Awesome. Man, I thought it was all done. And when I was getting up, I used the wheel to lift myself up. I heard a noise. I was like, oh yeah, I haven't tightened the top bolts yet. So I'm going to drop her on the ground and tighten those top bolts up. Well, I got lucky twice. I have one of those ratcheting wrenches and a 15 millimeter also. I started to try to do it, and I was like, oh, all right, different nut size. Here we go. Well, she's done. I didn't keep track of the time, so I'm not sure when I started this video, but I think I can look in the log of it and tell, but I would leave myself at least an hour to do this. Once you get one done, you'll have a better idea. Let's see if we can tell. About 1.5 fists on this side. I know, it's not very technical, but let's see if it changed the height at all. Actually, I think it did. I'd have to get a tape measure out. Let me grab a tape measure. Let's see how much it changed it. I'm telling you, I'm tired. I'm only doing one today. Let's see. From the edge of the tire, we got 5 inches, 5 1/8 to the fender. This is about as good as I can get on the measurement. Well, you know what? It's exactly the same 5 1/8. So I didn't change the ride height. I think when I get the front ones done, I'll take it for a test drive. And sorry, put that down. I'll take it for a test drive when I get the other front one done, just to see what kind of difference it made in noise and the ride. I'll probably do this tomorrow. I think the weather will be good. And then I'll probably videotape one of the back ones, because I'm sure they'll be a little bit different than the front ones. Well, thanks for watching. I hope this helps somebody if they're trying to do this themselves and never done it. I've done a few struts. I'm not a mechanic. I just try to watch YouTube and do stuff myself, save money. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this helps you out.